Welcome to Wine Wednesdays with a Purdue wine professor. Today we are going to travel to the Indiana uplands, an American viticultural area that is part of the Indiana wine country, officially recognized by the government. And we're going to look at rosé winemaking and have a delightful rosé from a variety called Chamboussin that was made by the winemakers at French Lick Winery in West Baden Springs. French Lick has been about 30 years since I went first down to visit French Lick and West Baden Springs. Drove by Larry Bird's house back in those days, and it's just a beautiful part of Indiana. In fact, if you want to check out what kind of soils and geography you have in your own backyard, I recommend you download an app that my colleague Daryl Schultz produced called Soil Explorer. And here you can see the map of Indiana. You can zoom in right to your home. And if you look in the bottom here in southern Indiana, the orange and the red areas, that's the Indiana uplands, a plateau area that's particularly well suited for grape growing here in the Midwest. So really nifty tool to explore. Maybe you want to plant your own grapevines eventually. Soil Explorer, the app. So French Lick Winery has been one of the oldest wineries in the state. They have a little distillery now, actually, as well. The Spirit of French Lick. If you are into some high proof products, really neat things to sample there as well. They are able to sell curbside, and you can drive by and actually get some wine slushies and wine samplers, all kinds of different interesting products. But as with all visits to our local wineries these days, give them a call ahead of time so you make sure they're open and you know the different options of what wines to get. Now, this beautiful rosé here is made from a variety called Chamboussin, and my Chamboussin in the backyard is recovering after the polar vortex a couple of weeks ago. And that's kind of the case with most wineries around the state by now. So we're doing all right, and the summer is soon to begin, and hopefully all the grapes will ripen to perfection like this one did. And so the way you make a rosé wine is not by just blending red and white wine together. In fact, when you do that, let me give you an example here. If I have a glass of red wine here and a glass of white wine, what do you get if you mix those two together? Well, let's find out. Do you get a rosé? Well, no, you still get now 2 glasses of red wine. So that's a little bit of magic. But what that means is that in order to make rosé wine, the winemaker has to do a few little tricks. And what is done when we make wine, when we make red wines in particular, we destem the grapes. We take the berries off the stems. So when you look at a grape cluster, we separate them and then we crush them. That's what traditionally was done with your feet. If you remember I Love Lucy, the grape stomping scene, that's what you would do to crack the berries open to get the juice out. And because the color of red wine or red grapes is only in the skins, and red wine comes from the skins, you have a brief period of time there where the juice of your must, this mix of grapes, of skins, of seeds, of pulp, of juice, is not quite colored yet, only very lightly colored. In fact, much like this. So that gives the winemaker opportunity actually to drain some of that juice off the remaining skins and seeds. And that will be the juice that will then be fermented with wine yeast to give this beautiful color of rosé. Now, the ingenious part of that winemaking procedure is that now the remainder of the must, again, the skins, the seeds, and the juice now is becoming actually more concentrated. There's less juice per color pigments in the skins, and so the red wine that is produced from such a must is much more intense and is oak ageable, so you have a really long-lasting, hearty red wine. Chamboussin is a great variety to make those red wines from, but you also then have this beautiful summer wine, a rosé that you can drink chilled, that doesn't require oak, so you can release it very soon after harvest. And so the winemaker has those two wonderful options. And so both he or she and the consumers love those two different options made from the same grape variety. So that's a real neat way to enjoy those beautiful strawberry cherry notes that we have in here. So that's the wine to sit on the porch with and enjoy. In fact, if you're interested, next week we're starting the famous wine appreciation class, one of Purdue's coolest, most popular classes online. So if you're interested in signing up for that and taste more than 40 wines with me and explore all the different winemaking techniques from rosé to champagne, from port wine to sherry, dry wines, red wines, the whole range of different wine styles. That's starting, and you can enroll in it through Purdue online. So I hope that gives you a little bit of inspiration of what to drink this week. Again, this is French Lake Chamboussin Rosé from the Indiana uplands in West Baden Springs, French Lick. Really neat winery to visit, and there are many others in the area as well. So give them a call, and if you go, stay safe and enjoy, and boiler up. Cheers. Delicious.